Well, good day from Vegas. It's bright and early in the morning. Just thought I'd let you see a little bit of the sunrise there just before we get to today's lesson on marketing. You know, I've been chatting with some people in one of my companies yesterday about marketing, and it seems to me that people don't really understand what marketing is. So let's understand it today and how to make it work. You know, firstly, why is marketing important? Let's get to that question, because when we understand what marketing is, we understand why it's so important. So marketing is, in my definition, so write this down, all right? Oh, and thanks for typing in where you're at. Those of you who've joined me very quickly and very early here this morning. If you understand marketing is the process of buying lifetime customers, okay? Let's say that again. Marketing is the process of buying lifetime customers, meaning we have to invest money to buy a customer, okay? Yes, it is bright and early. That's why it's dark down here. I'm off to teach my purpose workshop. We start at 7 a.m. and go till 2 because it's a worldwide event. So in the process of buying customers, we have to invest money. So we put money in, we invest that money, the money buys a customer, the customer buys more than what they do. You want a growth business, you want any type of business. In fact, why do most small businesses fail? Most small businesses fail because they don't buy enough customers. They're not buying enough customers to be able to reach a point where they're at a high level of profitability. So, you know, very important. Hey, thanks for typing in where you're at. Rick, good to see you. Eddie, good to see you. Rajesh, how you doing? Hitting across the world right now. Type in where you're at so I know I hit all continents. If you're in Europe, I want to hear from you. If you're in Asia, I want to hear from you. I want to know we're hitting everywhere. So, this process of buying customers, why is it so important and how does it work? Well, first and foremost, and the first thing we have to realize is that. So number one of our 5 things today is that it is the process of buying customers. So if you buy a customer for $10 and you make $100 out of them, then that's a phenomenal thing. If you buy a customer for $10 and they only spend $5, then that's a stupid thing. Marketing is all about the math, okay? That's the second point. If the numbers work, it's good marketing. If the numbers don't work, it's not good marketing. So a good marketing plan actually determines how many customers do I need to buy and how much am I willing to pay for them. You know, in one of my companies yesterday, I was chatting with people, and in that particular business, the average sale to a new customer is $15,000. And so they're investing between $1,000 and $2,000 to get a customer that spends or invests $15,000 with them. So $2,000 out and $15,000 in with a cost base of around about $5,000. So there's $10,000 in gross profit for $2,000 out. So 2 out, 10 in. I will do that all day, every day. 2,000 out, 10,000 in. See, that's why marketing is an investment. Hey, Elsa, good to see Portugal in the house. Ryan, good to see you up early here in Vegas with me. So the process of buying customers is a numbers game and marketing is math. Now, what does that process look like? The process looks like this. Let me show it to you, okay? Without doing anything crazy. Here's the process. Yeah, it's called raise your hand. Raise your hand marketing. That's what we're going to call it, okay? This is point number 3 of today. What is raise your hand marketing? Raise your hand marketing is very, very simple. Every time you do a post on social media, it's asking people to raise your hand. Every time you do something, it's asking people to raise your hand. Okay, so like on this one, I'll give you a lesson by doing it for you. If you're interested in growing your business more, DM me the word business, okay? Send me the word business if you're interested in growing your business more. I'll send you a podcast. I'll send you to a webinar about how to grow your business. And from that, you can do it. So send me the word or type below. In fact, type the word business now if you're interested in growing your business. And I will get the team to send you a free webinar that I did to a closed audience, and that will give you an idea of how to grow your business, okay? So, you see what I just did there? I asked you to raise your hand. That's what marketing is. Every time you do a post, ask people to raise their hand. Or not every time, but enough times that you should be looking to get people to say, yes, I'm interested. Yes, I'm interested. raise your hand, put your hand up, call me for a free session, text me and I'll send you a copy of this thing. You know, every time you ask people to raise your hand, that's marketing. You're asking them to say, I'm interested. You're asking them to say, please sell me something. You're asking them to raise your hand. So I'm not seeing enough of you type in the word business. Type it in right now, and I'll get the team to send that to you today. All right, well, I'm going to go and start teaching, so it might be late today before I get around to talking to the team around that. But your job as a marketer is to consistently think of ways to get people to raise their hand. So think of the biggest problem that you solve and do a white paper on how to solve that problem. Think of the biggest benefit of doing business with you and do a video on that and how people can do it, or a voucher for it, or a certificate, or a referral thing, or a something to get people to raise your hand. So that comes to the point number 4. You've got to have an offer if you're doing marketing. Marketing is about target, offer, and copy, okay? So who's your target audience? And you got to get specific in that. So like in the business I was talking with yesterday, they're talking about HR professionals. So HR managers trying to solve the employee engagement problem. And so we just wrote a white paper on how do HR managers solve the problem of the Great Resignation. You know, and I think it was the 17 strategies successful HR managers are using to solve the problems of the Great Resignation. So in other words, in that company, they'll ask people to raise their hand, download this white paper, email me now if you want this white paper, DM me if you want this white paper. So you have to have an offer. So think of your offer for people, and your offer is simply a way to get them to raise their hand. If you're in a restaurant, maybe you say, DM me now and I'll buy you your first drink, or DM me now and I'll buy you your first appetizer, or something along those lines. But get people to raise their hand. You've got to ask people to raise their hand and say they're interested. That way they're on your database. That way they follow you on social. That way they're doing something to say, I'm no longer just a suspect, I'm now a prospect. If you haven't learned my ladder of loyalty, make sure you read Instant Repeat Business or do 30X Business and learn how to build the ladder of loyalty. Okay, so what we're doing is we are building the business based on the fact that our marketing is getting people to raise their hand and say, I am interested in your product. I'm interested in your service. Don't just do marketing. See, people seem to think that, oh, look how many likes I got on my post, or look how many people read my blog. I don't care how many people liked it. I care how many people interacted with you. If you're just joining, DM me business if you want that free webinar on how to grow your business, and make sure that you are interacting with my team and learning how to grow. All right? So let's think about this. If a business doesn't have enough customers, it can't succeed, okay? If a business doesn't have enough new business and it doesn't have enough repeat business, it cannot succeed. So your job as a marketer is to work out how many new customers you need per week, per month, per day, and build a marketing plan to buy that many customers and to get that much repeat business. Again, if you've not studied this stuff, you need to. The biggest job of an owner of a business is rainmaker, okay? James, where you at? Ali, where you at? Tony, where you at? Type in where you're at for me. Kyle, where you at? I've got to see what places we are going on the drive right now. So the fifth and final point I want to point out to you on why marketing is so important and how to make it succeed for you is this. In any particular business, doesn't matter the business, doesn't matter the industry, the actual job of the business is not the job of the owner, okay? The actual job of the business is the job of the people in the business, okay? So if you're a hairdressing salon, your job is to employ people that do hairdressing. Your job is to find customers that need their hair cut, okay? Your job as the business owner is to grow the business And by doing that, you grow the people to do the better work. You grow the customer base and do that. Now, if we break that right down and we start looking at it, Kareem, where you at? Mark, good to have you here from the UK. If we break that right down and say, okay, my job as the business owner, okay, as the person in charge, my job is to make sure that my customers, or that I have enough customers to be able to keep my staff busy, and enough customers to be able to make a profit, enough customers to have full utilization of the assets of the business. So if I have, let's stay with that hairdressing salon. If I have 10 chairs in my hairdressing salon, my job as a marketer is to make sure all 10 chairs are always full. And that goes back to the question of how many customers do you need to keep your business full? And too many of us are running our business based on the idea of, well, if I just get a few new customers. And every time I ask business owners, how many new customers do you need? They're always got some random number of like all of them or as many as I can get. No, you have to optimize the business. And to do that, what it means is you've got to get as many customers as the business can handle. Anyway, that's Drive Time for today. Look forward to chatting to you again soon. Take care. Go do some marketing. Bye for now. Oh, biggest lesson, type it in.